I go to Somerville High School also. And I want to talk a little bit about identity. That was something that I struggled a lot with as I grew in my faith. And I don't think I've ever really shared my testimony here, so just super quick. Both my parents are Christians. I've grown up in a Christian household, gone to church every Sunday since I was born, basically. So I've always known who God was, but I didn't have a relationship with Him. And then 8th grade year, I was like, what even is this God thing? I know I've been baptized, I know who He is, but how do I know that what I believe is really what I believe? And I reached out to Mary and Tanner, and I encourage you to do that. If you're struggling, if you don't know what you're thinking, to reach out to people, because there are people that I guarantee have gone through it also, even if you feel like you're alone. So in 8th grade, I did a deep dive in Ephesians, and I encourage you, if you are struggling or you don't know where to start in the Bible, Ephesians changed my life, and I'm going to read one verse out of it in a minute, but I really encourage you, if you're where do I start? Ephesians is a wonderful, wonderful place. But now I'm so much closer to God, and I just have so much trust in Him. My college plans were not what I thought they were going to be in August, but I'm so excited for what God has for me. So, identity. From friends that were not life-giving to self-hate, I know all about finding identity in the wrong things and trying to find your identity in general, which can be really, really hard, especially when the world tells you so many things about who you are and who you're supposed to be. And most of them are not right, but God knows you, and He has a plan for you, and your identity is found in Him. In 2023, I went to a freedom conference that we still do, and I don't remember much about it, but I do remember that I was being prayed over, and I distinctly remember the person that was praying over me saying, Lord, I pray she would know who she is and whose she is, that above all else, I am a child of God. I'm His daughter, and I'm loved. And that is so true, and it's stuck with me ever since. So I just encourage you, if you're struggling with identity or what it means to be a Christian, or not knowing where you fit in or where you belong, that you're God's, and that's all that matters, that He loves you for everything that you are. So in Ephesians 1, starting at verse 4, it says, even as He chose us in Him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before Him. In love, He predestined us for adoption to Himself as sons through Jesus Christ, according to the purpose of His will, to the praise of His glorious grace, which He has blessed us in the Beloved. So God has always planned for you to be here, for you to be sitting in this room, for all the things that you've gone through, even if some of them have really sucked, that God, He has a plan for your life, and He knows you so well, more than you can even imagine. And He loves you. And whether you believe it or not, whether other people say it about you or not, that you are loved, whether you're loved in your house with your friends, that doesn't matter, that here you're loved, and with God you're loved. And a lot of people know Psalm 39, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made verse, but I encourage you to read the whole chapter. That was another passage that really changed my life, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He knows every aspect of your heart, and He loves you just the same. That nothing that you could ever do separates you from Him. Nothing that you could ever do makes Him love you any less, or think about you any less, or anything like that. It doesn't matter what you've done, said, or thought, what others have said about you, or what you have believed about yourself. God knows you, He loves you, and He created you intentionally. That whether you believe it or not, whether it seems like things are going your way or not, there is a plan for your life. In 1 Corinthians 7, it says, only let each person lead the life that the Lord has assigned to him and to which God has called him. This is my role in all the churches. So this is Paul talking to Corinth, but it really applies because it can even be hard as a Christian to compare your walk to other people's walk, especially growing up in the church and seeing other people who are walking with Christ, but maybe it looks a little bit differently, or even seeing on social media, that kind of stuff, that your walk is your walk. And your relationship is your relationship, and so it doesn't matter what anybody else's walk looks like. It doesn't matter, none of it matters as long as you're walking with Him and that He has a plan for you. But wherever you are right now, you're meant to be right now, and He's going to get you through it, or He's going to encourage you where you are, that He has a plan for you. And you're going to be different, and sometimes that's going to be really, really hard. But God calls us to be different. In John 17, it says, I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. So we're not called to fit in like everybody else does, and we're not called to follow the trends and be seen as perfect by everybody, because we're not. And so I just encourage you that if you're struggling with identity, or you're struggling with trying to find your place, whether it's at school or even here at church, that God has a place for you, He has a plan for you, and He loves you so much. That's it.